No surprise here. Rookie Kareem Hunt keeps tearing up the league and almost led this team to a second straight week as the highest scoring team. Kareem also got some help from the other starting running back on the squad and Michael Crabtree. Until his team gets knocked off, it will remain atop the rankings. This offseason was filled with people claiming last year's Super Bowl winner was a massive fluke. We've heard comments as harsh as this was possibly the weakest Super Bowl winner in the history of fantasy football. Well, this team is defending their title, standing as one of only 3 undefeated teams left. Some questions arose about whether this group could pull out a low-scoring defensive battle, but they answered the bell, squeaking out a 3-point win. Still, this team is going to need more dominant wins to hold off the third-ranked team on this list. Welcome to the League Rookie. Through the first 2 weeks, this team has been putting on a show like no other rookie has done before. It's clear that they were listening to all the criticism in the offseason, but never doubted themselves and came out on a mission to prove everyone wrong. Still, the haters are still present and they are loud. However, a primetime matchup next week against Lieber's Neck will be this squad's chance to put all those critics to rest. How does a team that lost move up the rankings? Because there was a bunch of shitty performances from the squads previously ranked above this group, and not enough consistency from the teams below it. Also, this team had a hard-fought battle against a second-ranked team on this list, and without a Jordan Howard injury, they probably would have pulled out the W. There's a lot of solid pieces on this team moving forward as we learned that DeAndre Hopkins is the only weapon on this team since he's playing with a bunch of kids from the My Wish Foundation, and Jarvis Landry is good for 20 targets each game. Those two should keep this team competitive. Looks like I was wrong about this team having dependable players with high floors. Jimmy Graham couldn't even put 1 point on the board, and the third overall pick, Antonio Brown, put up less than 10. This team took a smackdown from the rookie last week and might take another when they play the highest scoring team from last week. If they do, get your garbage bags ready because they're headed to the trash can of these rankings. Great showing from this team, putting up points and shutting down last week's second-ranked team. The worst performer for this group was Larry Fitzgerald, who I can't see putting up 3-point games much longer. Both running backs keep producing, and the plague that just hit the Packers makes Davante Adams even more valuable in the coming weeks. This team is on the rise. There are 3 certainties in life: taxes, death, and the commissioner never losing back-to-back games. This coach put this squad through a brutal week of practice, making the players stay up to 4 a.m. every night to watch game film until their eyes bleed. It turns out that ruthless coaching style can lead to success as his team marches its way to the highest scoring team of the week. Oh, and by the way, their best player is now back. Watch out, Verde. It was only a matter of time until the squad got hit by karma for drafting a woman beater and trying to hide the evidence against him. That karma came in the form of Zeke having the worst rushing performance of his career, and its first-round pick, Jordy Nelson, getting injured. Of course, Zeke doesn't play Denver's D again, but the seriousness of Jordy's injury can prove a lot. Since the ICPA started, no team has made the playoff without its first-round pick. The team name The Real Slim Brady fits very well, since this team is slowly getting slimmer. One of the most consistent fantasy tight ends of the past 5 years, Greg Olsen, just hit the IR. Even more alarming is Le'Veon Bell being unable to get himself going. They pulled out a win this week, but I'm not sure where this team can turn to with virtually no depth. Tom Brady maybe, but Father Time is coming, and it's bringing a loss with it in the near future. Following the style of last year's performance, this team keeps on losing, but I still like the pieces on this team. I don't see a weakness besides Isaiah Crowell right now, but if he keeps getting fed, he will eventually get better. And even if he doesn't, when we reach the point where we need to give up on Isaiah Crowell, It should be about the same time where Marvin Lewis gives up on his coaching ability and hands over the offense to Joe Mixon. This team just has a chemistry problem right now, but it should figure it out soon. Happy birthday, Chris Wilson. And maybe the best present I can give you is the harsh reality. This group might be in full panic mode soon, as both starting running backs might be the second strings on their own team. DeMarco Murray's injury opens up the door for him to get Wally pipped by Derrick Henry, and Christian McCaffrey is already struggling to gain first-string reps. It's sad to think back to the draft and realize he was a third-round pick. Also, Tyreek Hill looks like he could be a roller coaster this year, and the tight end position is still an issue. Happy birthday. Enjoy it, because next week could be the start of a dark time for the squad. Hey, you almost topped 100 points. That's something to hang your hat on.